Hello, and welcome to the Real Estate Apostle channel, where I'm passionate about helping middle-aged adults as myself overcome the fear of leaving behind the comfort of your six-figure job to start a business. And one of the ways that I've been overcoming that fear and the business that I've started and been working in is Turo. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. As you can see, oh, look at there. The Turo bonus, I do upload. Let me see here. Yeah, okay. This is one of my guests anyway. I thought he already checked in, but he's got a question here. Okay, yes, under details. Yes, under. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button on your way in here. Under details, while I finish telling this person how to check the car in. All right, so like I said, Turo is one of those ways here. Welcome to the Real Estate Apostle channel. And I told you my passion here. And as far as today's show, we're going to be talking about maximizing your profit with Turo having multiple vehicles. And for those of you who don't know, I started with Turo July of 22, where I entered the scene with 3 vehicles that I purchased from the Ford dealership. I got those on the market listed and all that good stuff, and I've been Turo hosting ever since. I was doing it full time for a while, and then I recently went back to work. So like I said, today's we're going to be talking about, so I want to just go ahead and say hello and welcome to everyone. Welcome to my channel, and today I want to share my experience as a Turo host with multiple cars. And for those of you who don't know what Turo is, a Turo host is, a Turo host is a person who rents out their personal vehicles to others through the Turo online car rental platform. Turo is a peer-to-peer car rental service that allows car owners like me and possibly you to rent out your vehicles to people who need a car for a short period of time, or sometimes even a long period of time. And I want to talk about that too, because I had another extended guest for the entire month of March to rent out one of my Ford Edges. And the Turo hosts are individuals who have registered with Turo, listed their vehicles on the platform, and are willing to rent out their vehicles to other people who's looking to rent cars. As a Turo host, you can earn money by renting out your car when you're not using it. So for people, some people rent out their own personal cars on Turo. Some people, such as myself, purchase cars particularly to put on the Turo platform, and I do retain the rights to my own personal vehicle that I have not, nor shall I ever place on the Turo platform. I'm not at that level, nor do I want to be. I like having the division. It helps to stick with the rules as far as like not being emotionally attached to these here vehicles. All right, so renting them out to other people, you can earn the money doing that. And if the great thing about Turo is that renters can choose from a whole different selection of different vehicles that you wouldn't normally find, unlike an Avis or a Dollar or one of those rental car companies, or traditional rental car companies. All right, so I've been a Turo host, like I said, since July of 22, and I started with 3, I grew to 8, and then when the cycle for businesses to do kind of slow, and it's for most businesses around, and it's during the winter times right after Thanksgiving is when things slow down. And so that was my first year to have to go through that, and it was a challenge. And I'm excited about the challenge because I'm emerging from the challenge with some injuries that I'm healing, and I'm putting it together to be able to help other people, help people. There were some few guests who were inquiring about becoming Turo hosts. A lot of you have reached out to me as far as like credit and all that stuff. And I'm excited to say that I'm going to be sharing my testimony on how to repair your credit, to build it back up, because so I'm just excited because not that I did it on purpose, maybe somewhere in my subconscious mind I did, but only to be able to show you that it doesn't matter where you're starting from, that you can start right where you're at and with any credit score and build it back up. Like once you've been there, you can always build it back. And that's what I'm in the process of doing right now. Super excited to be able to be transparent and open and share my testimony with all of you who are interested in becoming Turo hosts, or just how the day in the life of a Turo host happens to be. All right, so I realized that I can make more money after the first few months of Turo, and I had two of my three cars to get into accidents, and I saw how having multiple vehicles was increasing, the amount of money that I was getting back in there. So that's what led me to go and purchase 5 more. However, today, when I started to make changes on how to boost up the income and to recover from the slow winter months, I found permanent renters for 3 of the cars, and I have now 5 that are currently rented out on the Turo platform. However, last week, one of my Black Explorer was in a hailstorm and received tremendous damage. The windshield, all over the car, looks like it's been in a hailstorm. It was remarkable. It was huge golf-sized balls, hail ball, dented all over the car, all over. So one of the good things about, like I said, having the multiple cars on the fleet is having newer cars where you can do remote open. Remote opening the car really helps to make your life a little bit more flexible. So make your life a little bit more flexible. And I'm just excited because, yes, yay. Okay, so great. I went back to work the end of February, and I just want to give a report on how that went, because I was, working full-time night shift as a nurse to, had to go back to work to build the money back up because I was losing so much money. I, pretty much, I won't say destroyed, but I really challenged my credit, and which to me is a good way, because I'm now will be able to be relatable to the people who didn't have good credit. So I can show you that it's not that scary of a thing to have a credit score in the 500s, which is what I'm currently rocking today. And I'm just okay with it because I want to show y'all how, with a plan on how, to pay the bills, that you can, get it back up into this. You can be back in the 700 club in no time. So just have to have a plan and put it all together. And that's what I'm doing here. Another good thing that happened is that a Turo coach, me being when I did get back off into putting the cars out there, I immediately was placed, I guess, into the in the power hose category due to me having multiple vehicles listed. So that got a real person, because y'all know in the beginning when I was telling y'all how when I first got started with Turo, how everything is automated and you're talking with bots and things like that. However, once you are part of the power hose, you have a personal coach. And so yesterday, was it yesterday? Friday. Friday, yes. Yeah, so the day before yesterday, Friday, I had my first appointment with the my coach, who's Turo, and to help to motivate me and get me back on the right path and stuff like that. So I'm just super excited about that. And see, and one of the best things about being a Turo host with multiple cars is that I can offer my guests a variety of options to choose from, whether they need a compact car like my little Ford Mustang, which people love that car. It's been, it gets booked out every week, especially the weekends. Yeah, so that variety, the options, whether I'm offering them a compact car, a quick trip, or a luxury SUV, like I have the 2 Ford Edges and 2 Ford Explorers that folks like. People have been doing a lot of beach trips and things like that. So I've had those cars available for that. Even the Mustang, people like zipping to the beach in that also. So that's, like I've said, one of the perks of having multiple cars. When the hailstorm happened in my Black Explorer, it was a good coincidence that the dates that person had, I had already had other trips booked on it. And those dates were available on my White Explorer, so I was able to offer a swap to the guests as opposed to, nothing at all, only being able to cancel the trip. So that's one of the other good benefits about having multiple vehicles. Okay, and see here, Turo hosts receiving 5-star ratings are from happy travelers. And one of the things I'll do before we get off here is I'm gonna go to the Turo platform and show y'all my my reviews, my 5-star reviews. And also after meeting with my coach and explaining how, because Turo is also it's a new company too, fairly new. And they want to know, because they want to try to do things to help it be a more positive experience for not only the guests, but for the host also. And I know some of y'all, if you've been following me, recognize that that was a guess. Marking their trip as completed. Good heavens. Recognize that by having multiple cars, it places you in a better position. Let me see what this guest is asking for here. It should have been done. All right, so let me just go ahead and relock my car. Like I said, the good thing about having the newer cars that they you can put them on these apps, and I have the Ford Pass, so I don't have to physically meet my guest. I could do everything remotely, which I'm doing now. So a guest has just marked their trip complete. I go to my Ford app and I check the location because there's GPS on it. And the other thing that I check is the gas. And then I just go ahead and lock it by holding down the button and locking that vehicle up remotely. And then that allows me to still be here talking with you good people. All right, so I'm locked up and they did leave a message. Let's see what they're saying here. Okay, they just posted pics. All right, so that's done. And those are the towels because I do all of this, all of the cleaning and all that good stuff for me too. So this here is Sunday. Yesterday I had some cars to come back, and today I just have this one that I have to wash and turn over and put it back out there. So I'm just excited because I feel more focused and more motivated, especially after meeting with my coach from Turo. And he even apologized for not, reaching out to me a little bit sooner. Like I said, this whole thing is fairly new. And in the beginning, you're working with these bots. I believe that in the beginning, they really should be reaching out to anybody who's new, putting their car out there because, it feels very risky, especially when you're not speaking to anybody for real and you're new. And, for those of you who don't know, I'm 52, so I'm part of the Gen X club where this whole internet and all this automation stuff is something that we weren't born into, so we had to grow and develop into it. So, it could be perceived as a challenge to the Gen X folks. All right, so another thing as a hostess, and the more cars I have, the more money I can earn because Turo allows me to set my own rental prices, which was something I did make some changes a few, maybe last week where I hiked them up and people, pay. So there's a Turo pricing that I put, that I do allow to, but however, I did up my minimum price to, to something a lot nicer, and it's working. So, like I said, by having more cars, a Turo, allows you to set your own rental prices, and I can adjust them based on the demand and other factors. So, in the beginning, there was an app called Car Sync, which now Turo has, disconnected with them. So we're not allowed to use the Car Sync app. So the app really allows you to see your metrics and all that stuff with it. However, Turo, I guess, has an app that they have for power hose. And I was, after getting hooked up with my coach, was introduced to that. So it works kind of like the Car Sync, which Turo, I don't know why. Maybe because they wanted people to use the host to use their own app. So it's why they you can't use the Car Sync anymore. And then also months ago when I got started with this, I was using the Turo Go, and I had made a lot of videos on the Turo Go, singing the praises of Turo Go and how it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then maybe 6 weeks or so later, Ford Pass did not appreciate the third party having access to the vehicle, so I had to withdraw, my cars from the Turo Go app, and that in turn changed it to where I had to put hours on my hours of operation, because with the Turo Go app, I didn't have to be awake or alert to to let the guest in. They were able to check themselves in on their own phone apps. But like I said, however, the Forward Pass was like, oh no, that's a no. So I had already been in the program for, like I said, about 6 weeks or so, and so it really, put a challenge out there for me when I had to withdraw and then be open, and be awake and all that good stuff, because I was having airport pickups, and like I said before, the people that would get those late night airport pickups, the flights would often be delayed, and I'd end up having to stay up to 3 o'clock in the morning to let somebody in because their plane was late. So that was no fun because of the third party thing. So I think like Turo, is putting together the knowledge to be able to build the system to make it more efficient. So I'm thinking and hoping that in the future, they would have something like that to where that Turo Go app could get back up and running and benefit we hosts, because like I said, it really was helpful, but there was always the pros and cons to everything. And the third party thing was something, because there's always somebody who's going to try to figure out how they could, take advantage or get over something like that on the system. And people were seeing how the cars were getting stolen, or having issues with it and stuff like that. So um, that's probably why the Ford app wasn't happy to have a third party on the cars too. All right, and some people had questions like, how can I get started being a Turo host? I already told you about what Turo is, and what it does. And how you get started is to sign up and at the Turo website. So you can download the Turo app on your phone, or you can go to the website on your desktop. But you definitely still will have to have it downloaded on your phone, because you're going to be doing a lot of the work out of your phone. This here phone is your business, will be your business. So you download that app on your phone, Turo app. Let's see here. Look at that. More money, more money, more money. You download the Turo app and to the website, and then you click on list your car. And it's going to walk you through how to list your car. You'll be asked to create an account and provide some basic information about yourself and the car. Then you create the listing for your car. And once your listing is complete, you put up some photographs and description on your car. Your listing will be live, and Turo will add it to the search engine when people are searching for cars on the date that you say your car is available. One of the most important things that you can do when you list your car is to make sure that it's listed properly. So I had to learn through trial and error as far as like, what to do and how to do it on there, because the algorithm, the default settings are favorable for the guest and not the host. And if you just list it and allow the default settings to kick in there, if you don't go through line by line to make sure you're not offering something that you're not willing to fulfill, like delivery, those kind of drop-offs, or open all the time, and or more than an hour between bookings, right? Because like I said, I have mostly SUVs, and sometimes depending on how people return the car is how much time it's going to take me to clean it, because you have to detail it after each trip, because there's people put things in little compartment. People are in there having a vacation time, so you can't just got at least not for me. I take pride in my reviews where people are saying good clean cars and all that good stuff. So once you get your car listed and the pictures done, be ready for Turo to make it live. All right, so Turo is going to verify your identity the same way they verify the guest identity, and set your car up for it to be rented. So when people go, I'm going to just share and let y'all see what it looks like to rent a car on Turo, to get be on this little Turo app here. So let's see here. Let me share the screen. Oops. Yeah, here we go. Share screen. Yes. All right. So we're not going to be long. I'm going to just show you. Here is the Turo app. This is what it looks like on the desktop. So you would just click in your city. I'm just going to click in current location, and we'll do a quick search, and it'll pull up all of the vehicles that are in this here area, and you can see what's available and how much each guest is charging. So you can see like what things are. Here's one of my vehicles. All right, so and here's another one there. But the reason why, when I first got started, I was top of the food chain here because I was open all the time. I had delivery. I had two pickup locations. One was the airport, and one was the little Office Depot. Right here by my house, and so I was always the top. But after having to, revamp my profile here because I had to, went back to work, I had to set some limits on, like I don't do the airport pickups anymore because, I had to have a person to be able to pick me up when I dropped it was requiring a lot. It was something that I couldn't manage by myself. So when I started back with the business in February, I put it together as a one-woman show. So I wasn't counting on anybody helping me to wash the cars or to drop the cars off or any of those things. So I cut out delivery, I cut out airport parking, and as you can see, it has hurt me by placing me further down on this here algorithm row, even though there's not many people everyone's not offering unlimited miles, right? This person is not, not. So that's that. That's what it looks like as a guest. So let's just see. We can click on the car that you would like to see, and you can be able to book it. All right, so you can go down here and you see the host, and 5-star host there, and you can click on the host and get an opportunity to see all of the other cars that the host has to offer. Like you can see my Ford Explorer up here, my two Edges, and this Mustang down here. And then that's what I do. And so other thing that I learned when I spoke with my coach was I had issues with this here sign that or this message that automatically populates when you cancel a trip. So this hurts your analytics because it looks like you canceled. However, this here was totally not my fault. I had the car on hold because this is when the car was in the hailstorm and I had to do a swap. Turo, the computer should not have allowed this person to book the car because I had it on hold to be able to swap. So I'm in the midst of making the swap. I'm making the swap here. Sorry, I'm making the swap on my phone with the car, the person that had the injured car. And before I can even press send, I get the message that they booked the car that I'm making the swap on. So I have no choice but to cancel that because that car is not available. So I've just, just makes me upset when I have to address this. The host canceled the trip 18 hours before it started, right? So I want that to be taken off. And speaking with my coach, he had informed me on how to get it done. So I'll be reaching back out to them to, get that taken off because this hurts my my overall scores and stuff like that. So as you can see, everything else is all 5 stars here. Because that's how I like to get down with my 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, and more 5 stars, right? So I got plenty of 5-star reviews. And this here was very interesting here because this I put a 24-hour hold between when you could rent the car after a car is returned. That way, if I'm at work, because when I'm getting cars back and I'm at work, all I'm doing is locking them. So I literally have to go, the next day or whenever it is I get off work to go down there and take the photographs, to check the cars back in. I do have a backup plan where I pay somebody to go take the pictures, send the pictures to me, and then I upload them through Turo map. However, I have, been very thrifty and making sure that I'm, doing most of the things on my own as opposed to hiring it out. Eventually, I'd like to be at the space where I'm hiring those things back out again. But like I said, I'm just starting back to work really March, Um, so it's going to take a few weeks to get back in the driver's seat here and, things start getting back together. So I'm just excited. So like I said, haven't already, like and subscribe. We're going to be doing a lot of good stuff. I'm going to go through and, show y'all with the credit and all that stuff on how to, don't panic if you've got a low score, that there's ways to build it up. You have to take, it takes time, patience, and consistency, and a true plan. And I'm going to be open and show y'all the plan that I'm doing here, and also give testimony on the fear and all the worry and panic that I went through because I waited so long to go back to work. I put a lot of energy off into the YouTube channels. Y'all, some of y'all may know that I have a other channel that had spontaneously kind of took off. So I had devoted all my attention and focus to that. And, it's just not smart to put all your eggs in one basket. So that's why I'm here now. Go ahead and to, divide this out and to focus on here, because I believe that this is a good thing to do, because like I said, people are asking, and the whole purpose for me was to be an entrepreneur and to help other people, middle-aged people, overcome the fear of leaving behind the six-figure job to start a business. And one of the good things is that if you, had skills or an opportunity to have a profession where you were making the six figures, as long as you are still keeping up your credentials, and at any time you can always go back to work to get yourself out of this whatever hole or whatever accident or oopsie or learning experience that you may have went through to continue on your journey here. So I'll be coming back to y'all more frequently, and thank y'all so much. And leave questions or comments up in there, and I'll answer it on the next video. So right now I'm getting ready to go checking that car that just got dropped off. And then too, I'm going to throw up a vibe. I did take a video of the Black Explorer, which was the damage was remarkable, and the story from the guest, the description of it sounded extremely scary. What happened, and even when I sat inside of it to see how the windshield was destroyed, but on the passenger side, so the driver part of it, was pretty much intact. So the vision hadn't been disrupted. So, it felt like a blessing. But the way they described it, these big golf ball size hail bullets rain down damage on the car, and they tried to escape to an overpass, but all the other vehicles that were on the road had that same thought. So there's congestion. I couldn't even imagine how alarming that would be to experience something like that. So again, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the video, and we're going to be coming back together, putting together this whole boot camp on how to start your business even with a 562 credit score, right? And that's not the end of the world to have bad credit, because you can always change and recover, right? I'm going to be a living testimony, a living witness to what it's like to have good credit, and then to make some take a chance and have to this me dog paddling to recover yourself. And that you can always do it. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So peace and love, and see y'all in another video.